Well, hello, everybody. Let's welcome George Salmas to On Deck with Dawson and Dawson. George is the managing principal at the Food Lawyers. So, hey, George, how you doing?
Hey, Kathy, things are great. How are you?
I'm good, too. They are great. After 2020, 2021 is shaping up just right, isn't it?
Amen. Amen.
Well, why don't you start out by telling us a little bit about what the Food Lawyers do?
Sure. We're a law firm, and all of our clients are either food importers, food manufacturers, or food brand owners. So
Excellent.
they make the products you buy in a grocery store,
Ah,
food, beverages, vitamins.
okay.
We defend them in Prop 65 cases.
Okay.
We defend them in class actions in federal court.
Right.
We represent them with FDA and USDA, and we also do business deals like contracts and stuff like that.
Wow. You're a one-stop shop, it sounds like to me. Food, come
100%
to
in the food
me.
space, 100% in the food space, nothing else.
That's awesome. It's great to have that focus, isn't it? I've known you for quite some time, and you're so well respected by so many because you have so much experience. So tell us a little bit about a case that you've been involved in.
You know, a fun case, and also it's a product that a lot of people have used for a long time. Trader Joe's sells
Love that.
truffle flavored olive oil.
Yum.
And so our client supplies that to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's doesn't make any of their own products. They buy them all from
Okay.
suppliers.
Got it.
So Trader Joe's got sued in this particular situation. The plaintiff was saying in this class action, where there's millions of dollars on the line,
Ooh.
that Trader Joe's was selling fake truffle olive oil.
Oh, no.
So this lawsuit was raging on. The attorneys were making motions, running up the bills. Then the plaintiff made a big mistake. They sued my client as part of that case. Now we got to be involved in the lawsuit.
Okay.
So right away, we made a motion to the judge. And we said, Your Honor, this case doesn't make any sense. And here's why.
Right.
Truffle costs about $3,000 a pound.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, there's two kind of people in the world for this purpose. People that know what truffle is and people that don't know what truffle is. So the people that know what truffle is are not going to be fooled.
Right. True.
The people that don't know what truffle is, how can you fool them? They don't know what it is. They can't be fooled. And so he said, Your Honor, in this case, there's no victims.
Yeah.
No one's been fooled.
Yeah.
And the judge said, You know, you're right, and dismissed the whole case. And it was over. We had offered that plaintiff $200,000 to settle, and he rejected it. And he ended up with nothing.
Oh no! But he should have done his history on you. He should have looked you up. He would have never done
that. We gave him a chance. We said, look, we told him we're going to move to dismiss this case, right, and here's your chance to get out with something. And right. And so I'm glad he didn't actually.
Yeah, he had a different vision than what happened. So good for your client, and not so great for them.
The client told me, he said, George, I'm too old. If I had any more kids, I would name him George, whether it was a boy or a girl.
That's a really great testimonial where they're going to name a kid after you. I love that.
Yeah, it was
so
fun.
Tell us about that FDA involvement. You said you did some cases through FDA.
A client wanted to use a product, an artificial sweetener called allulose, because it had some benefits he liked. But the problem was it was 4 calories per gram.
Oh.
And sugar is 4 calories per gram. So, what good is an artificial sweetener that has the same calories as sugar?
Agreed. Yeah.
So this client had been struggling with this. Everyone told him, too bad. So he said, George, look at this. And I got a hold of him. We have research scientists that we work with.
Nice.
So we looked at it. I'm blessed with the best guys in the world.
Aww.
And we determined that it wasn't 4 calories per gram. It was 0.4 calories per gram.
Wow, what a difference.
So if you have 20 grams in a candy bar, instead of 80 calories, it's 8 calories.
Oh my gosh. Game changer. Yeah.
So there's a procedure where you present this to the FDA. Okay. You have to write a scientific paper and also cover the law. And then you give it to them, and then they look at it, and if they like it, they publish it. So the public can attack it and comment on it.
Yeah.
They did that. We had to defend it.
I bet.
Some competitors didn't like it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when the smoke cleared, the FDA agreed. And so now allulose has 0.4 calories. We revolutionized an industry, and it was a great result. So we're really happy.
Wow, what a story.
And,
What's
and I'll tell you, a couple of years later, I was talking to a new client. And the guy goes, "You know who was really smart?" And I said, "Who?" He goes, "Those guys that did the allulose thing.
no.
Those guys are geniuses." And I said, "Hey, my friend, you're talking to him. He's right here."
Oh my gosh, that's great. He actually said it. That's
Yeah,
great when one of your prospects quotes a client. I love it.
it was 2 thumbs up.
Can't get any better than that, right, George? That's awesome.
It was great.
So tell us about the sort of a case, a strange one that you've handled. I know there's been a lot probably.
Yeah, there have been. Okay, here's one that was pretty unusual. This client was coming out with a new beverage, new drink,
Okay.
and when you put a new product on the shelf, you have to buy the shelf space. You have to get the advertising ready. You have to buy the advertising time. All of these things have to happen in advance. You commit all kind of money.
Yeah.
And he had to, because it was a custom-made bottle, he had to have a custom-made machine to fill it at high speed.
Okay.
And that was going to be made by a company in Florida,
Okay.
a manufacturer. And we ordered that machine a year ahead of time
Wow.
to
1
be sure
year.
we'd have it in time.
Yeah.
So about 30 days before the delivery date of the machine,
Mm-hmm.
we got a message from the manufacturer saying that they wouldn't be able to deliver on time.
No.
And they
No.
told me,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
they told me that they were working double shifts and still couldn't get it done in time. Hired a private detective
Mm-hmm.
located in Florida to videotape his parking lot.
Yep.
And you can, I mean, the detective is on public property with a telephoto lens, totally legal. And
Yep.
at 8 a.m., they all got there, and at 5 p.m., they all left.
Oh
They,
my
they
gosh.
weren't working
No
double shifts at all.
way.
Called the guy, and he's a British guy, a real fancy British accent, you know.
Yes,
And he
yes.
says, "Well, George, how are you today?" And I said, "I'm fine." I said, "But we really need that machine." And he goes, "Well, George, we're working double shifts. You can only work so hard." I said, "You know what I think, Dave?" He goes, "What?" I said, "I think you're a lying blank, 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 blank." And I said it. And he said, "You can't talk to me that way." I said, "Sure I can, because I've been videotaping your
Ooh, busted. He's busted.
And he says, "You'll hear from my lawyer." And I said, "Bring it."
Oh,
So his lawyer called me, and to his credit, he was a decent guy. And I said, "Your client is a lying blank, 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 blank." He says, "George, you can't say that." I said, "Did your client tell you that I've been videotaping his parking lot?" And the guy goes, "No, he didn't tell me that."
uh-oh.
And he said, "When the smoke cleared, they flew the machine out in pieces, and they flew a crew out from Florida to assemble it
No.
in my client's plant. Cost them a fortune. Too bad for them. We got it on time, and we delivered the product." So it was a great result.
George wins again.
Yeah, by the skin of our teeth, but we pulled it off. We were really happy.
Wow. What that really shows me, though, and our listeners is how far you go to make sure that you're being told the truth. And when something doesn't feel right, it usually isn't right. And so you've got, the scientist, food specialist on speed dial. You've got these private detectives. I mean, you have a team of people at your firm as well that really focus on these things that help your client see things from a perspective that's real, not something that is what we want them to know or what we think they should know, right? So that alone, just getting.
Kathy, you're so right. Now, but let me say, occasionally you'll encounter somebody who's having a real problem.
Yeah.
And those guys, we want to work with them. We want to, try to find a way that everybody can. But when you get a bad guy, and especially when he's far away, you got to show him that he can't hide. I don't care where they are. I can touch them.
Yes.
And once they understand that, then suddenly they start realizing they can't get away with stuff. So
yeah.
It's all part of the responsibility.
Yeah, I think if I were going up against you, I'd probably Google you and I'd probably pay whatever I needed to pay. just to get out of the way.
we have won a number of class actions when the plaintiff just gave up, just walked away.
I bet. Well, I was going to ask you about that $28 million. What happened with 28 million in your life?
That was a trade secret case. Somebody stole our
Ooh.
clients' trade secrets. And usually that was a jury trial. A jury
Oh,
trial usually lasts about a week normally.
okay.
That one was 35 court days.
Wow.
And yeah, it was the longest trial. All the lawyers involved had never been involved in a trial that long before.
Wow.
Or since. I haven't done one that long since.
Wow.
And the jury awarded my client a verdict of $28 million.
Yes. That's awesome.
And it was a company that was big enough that we collected every dime. They had the money.
You know what? That's unusual too, right? Because you get these great verdicts. Sometimes you don't get the money. That one was a win-win. Way to go. That's so cool.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a big difference. Yeah, the bad guys were big guys and we got them.
So I think you're the big guns with the cowboy hat and the guns that are, it's really your speaking and your brain are the guns, right? You and the Duke, right? Don't you have a coffee mug there with the Duke right there?
Yeah, this was a birthday present, a Christmas present from my wife.
Oh, how
great.
sweet. Well, on your wife and yours benefit, I thought I'd bring my cowboy hat to the show.
Well, darling, I'm looking forward to seeing you down on the ranch.
You better believe it, baby. Oh, I think it's awesome. So one last question, George, before we end this amazing call for our listeners, and that is, why do you do what you do?
The same reason why I decided to become an attorney all those years ago. I had hoped, and it turned out every day is different.
Aw.
Every problem is new. Every challenge is unique. And so I look forward to every day. I look forward to every day to coming in and seeing what I got to deal with. And that's why I do it.
That's so neat. That's so neat. Well, I've known you for quite some time now, and you have such an amazing reputation. And everybody knows you, number one, and everybody really likes you, number two. And number three, they try to refer to you because who wouldn't want to refer George? Because then the person you referred to loves you for life, right? So it's awesome.
Yeah, and we love our clients. So it's really great.
Yeah. And you are a vet, which I'm so proud to know, and a JAG, no less.
Yeah, I was a lieutenant in the Navy, and I was lucky. I did court martials in Greece, Spain, Morocco, and on aircraft carriers. So it was fun.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, and you like to give to vets and honor vets, and it's just great to have you around. So I'm so glad we got to do this chat. I know that my 18,000 plus listeners are going to be really interested in this, and there will be a URL for The Food Lawyers with an S. For George's firm when you see this email and information on LinkedIn. So thank you so much, George, for being who you really are. Your clients love you, we love you, and my listeners are loving you now too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it.
Kathy, I always enjoy talking to you. This is a lot of fun. It's great. Thanks a million.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.